Military analyst Colonel David Hunt and Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer join us tonight. It's good to have you gentlemen here. What we're hearing is shocking, that the CIA was denied the help that they needed 3 times. We know that there was a drone, guys, that was over Benghazi with a live feed of what was going on the ground. Where was that feed going, Colonel?
The feed was actually 2 drones. And they're also listening on a telephone to the State Department, and they're also listening on a military secured channel from the CIA on the ground to the CIA in Langley. But the feeds you're talking about go to about 15 different headquarters, starting with Europe Command to the National Military Command Center to the White House Situation Room to the CIA and on and on. All right. A massive amount of information visually was going on instantaneously while this was happening.
And of course, this is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Lieutenant Colonel. I mean, it's not like people weren't there. Plus, it's going to the White House, the Pentagon, Department of State. Those places are staffed with high-level personnel to access this kind of information.
Oh, absolutely. And once the critical incident report went out, everybody's fixated on this. I mean, you almost become just a robot watching this. And this was in the middle of the business day in Washington. So everybody, the White House, CIA, Pentagon, everybody was watching this go down in real time. Never have communications been better with the field than what we have now.
And this was also our 4th embassy in about 24 hours being attacked.
All right.
The entire U.S. government was paying attention.
All right. So let's assume this is going on from 9:40 until after 4 in the morning. Do you need the president to approve military intervention?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. The Secretary of Defense gives the order, approved by the White House, period. That's the only person that can do it.
All right. Do we know if the president watched this?
I hate to say this. According to my sources, yes, he was one of those in the White House Situation Room in real time watching this. And the question becomes, what did the president do or not do in the moments he saw this unveiling? Only he could issue a directive to the Secretary of Defense Panetta to do something. That's the only place it could be done.
All right. And we know he was in the White House. We know that he met with the Vice President and Leon Panetta at 5 o'clock that day.
That's
in
correct.
The White House. Okay. So it's inevitable that they'd have a conversation. Yes? About this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Now, the president decides not to send help after, this fight is going on for hours. Why would he do that?
It's always political, because the military had moved forces to Sigonella, Italy. So we were within 20 minutes of jets to support Libya. We had within 2 hours of AC-130 gunship and about 2 hours of 2 special forces operations, one of which is Delta Force, which happened to be training in Europe. They get moved to Sigonella. So
which is right across the Mediterranean.
2 hours. Like I said, we got jets on the ground. We could have jets in the air within 20 minutes. Force on the ground within 2 hours. And the issue is always political with the White House. But the Secretary of Defense gives the order, has to be approved by the White House. They wouldn't pull the trigger, and it's disgraceful. I mean, we've got guys dead.
Okay, and then what we've got is Ty Woods, who decided to break rank and said, look, I'm going in, because the ambassador could still have been alive.
Absolutely. And let's remember that during the Reagan White House in '83, we had a similar situation in Grenada. We had students on the ground. The president was briefed. There was a vote taken, and even the SecDef then, Cap Leinenberger said, let's not go. It's too risky. Reagan said, go. It was a political decision based on saving lives.
All right, guys, very quickly, I just have a few seconds. What is Ty Woods thinking as he's calling for help and has got his mortar, his laser on mortars?
Ty Woods is just doing his job as a great sailor.
But he knows the cavalry's not coming in.
He's doing his job. That's what he's trained to do.
He's probably thinking about the fact he's given every ounce of his strength of his life for this country, and he's calling for the cavalry, and his last thoughts were, I thought they'd come.
Okay.